I'm not a Christian. I'm who y'all been talking about, Israelite.
All right. Do you believe that salvation is for everybody?
No, sir. Uh,
What
actually,
makes you want to bring a verse that's contrary to that?
if you want to go to Matthew 15 and 24,
Sure, no problem. Mm, 15:24. All right, and this is about the Syrophoenician woman, right?
yes, sir.
Where Jesus answered and said, "I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel."
Right.
So you're saying that that verse is saying that salvation is only for Israel?
Well, if you want to go to, I can also give you a precept of that. If you go to Acts 13:23, it's going to actually tell you who God sent Jesus for, actually, as well. So
Yeah.
if you want to go to it, you can.
I'm familiar with Acts 13, but let's just stay in this area right here. Um, so you're saying that is the lady asking for salvation?
She not asking for salvation, but she was asking him for, if I'm not mistaken, she was asking for, was it for a blessing, for some crumbs or something? And
No. Well, if we start at verse 21, it says, Jesus went away from there and withdrew into the district of Tyre and Sidon. That's up there where the Syrophoenicians are, right? And a Canaanite woman from that region came up and began to cry out, saying, "Have mercy on me, Lord, son of David. My daughter is cruelly demon possessed." I'm reading from the NASB, by the way. But he did not answer her a word. And his disciples came and implored him, saying, "Send her away because she keeps shouting on us. She keeps shouting at us." So and then Jesus says, "But he answered and said, I was only sent for the sheep, for the lost sheep of the house of Israel." But she came and began to bow down before him, saying, "Lord, help me." And he answered and said, it is not good to take children's bread and throw it to the dogs." But she said, "Yes, Lord, but even the dogs feed on the crumbs which fall from their master's table." Then Jesus said to her, "O woman, your faith is great. It shall be done for you as you wish." And the daughter was healed at once. So
Right.
when we read this passage, it has nothing to do with salvation. And then when you go to Mark, let's see, chapter 7, verse 27, I believe. It's the same paralleling story of the Syrophoenician woman. And watch how Mark writes it right here. And Mark was a disciple of Peter. I don't know if you knew that, but he was Peter's. Some say that Peter's. This is actually Peter's gospel, but Mark wrote it. Some people say that. Um, so he says it like this. This is how he writes his story. Okay, it says, Jesus got up and went away from there to the region of Tyre, and when he went entered the house, he wanted no one to know of it, yet he could not escape notice. But after hearing of him, a woman whose little daughter had an unclean spirit immediately came and fell at Jesus' feet. Now, the woman was a Gentile of the Syrophoenician race, and she kept asking him to cast the demon out of her daughter. And he was saying to her, "Let the children be satisfied first, for it is not good to take children's bread and throw it to the dogs." But she answered and said to him, "Yes, Lord, but even the dogs under the table feed on the children's crumbs." And he said to her, "Because of this answer, go. The demon has gone out of your daughter." So we see here that Jesus responds to her and says, "Let the children be satisfied first." Now I'm going to ask you a rhetorical question, Moshe. Who are the children?
Who are the children that he's talking about in that sense? Israel, Israelites.
Now who's second?
Who is second?
hmm
What do you mean? Who's second?
Well, he says, "Let the children be satisfied first." And this is talking about healings.
Well, when it comes to the second, like he say, even dogs will get the crumbs. And you got to realize when he's talking about that scripture, you got to think about it. Israel, which he says, they're going to get the majority. Let's say just say they gonna get majority of. Better yeah, let me use a cake, right? He brought a cake. The crumbs that fall off the table, they gonna get. So you know how little that is for a person compared to Israel. So So when it says it's gonna get crumbs, they will get crumbs. She know where she's at. She know who she is. She know that technically he's not there for her, but she still want that blessing from him. She know who he is, and I wanna assume if I'm not mistaken, I think she part from the northern tribe. If I'm not, she's not
Well, she's from the north. But the Bible, the scripture says she's a Canaanite.
Canaanite.
Hmm.
So yeah, but you got also got to remember what the disciples tell them. Hey, leave this woman alone. Get away. Pretty much get away from her. They don't even deal with Gentiles.
Now, did she call Christ her master?
Christ is everybody's master. God is everybody's master.
Yeah. So I would agree with you. So
But he still got a chosen people.
yeah, I agree. So
Wait, read John 3, verse 15.
hold on. So scripture teaches us, bro, that Christ did come for Israel in his earthly ministry, but when he was resurrected, did he not tell his disciples? Let me see here in Mark. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. I don't want to paraphrase it. Um, this is the Great Commission that he tells his disciples after he's resurrected, right? In verse 15, he says, Mark chapter 16, verse 15, he says, and he said to them, go into all the world and preach the gospel to all creation. Now that means everybody. Now this is referring to the gospel. Now when he was talking to the Syrophoenician woman, that was regarding healing, and